Chapter 4, Special Provisions. Welcome to your Euro Patent Brief Journey, with Baris. We're about to dive into the intricacies of European divisional applications. We continue with the EPO Guidelines Part A, Chapter 4. This can be a challenging topic, but don't worry. I'm here to guide you through every detail, step by step, block by block. 1. European Divisional Applications. 1.1. General Remarks. A divisional application may be filed for any pending earlier European patent application. But a divisional application filed on the same day as the parent application is not considered validly filed. Let's pause here. Can you remember when a divisional application can be validly filed? The term earlier application refers to an application filed at least one day before the divisional. This earlier application is often referred to as the parent application, and it must be the immediate application that the divisional is based on. If the earlier application is a Euro-PCT application, a divisional can only be filed after the Euro-PCT application has entered the European phase. The divisional application will share the same filing date as the parent application. It will also benefit from any priority rights claimed by the parent for the subject matter covered in the divisional application. Let's stop for a second and reflect. Do you remember the connection between the priority rights of the parent and the divisional? You might need to insert missing parts of the description or correct erroneous parts. But be careful, this could affect the divisional's compliance with Rule 36(1). If your divisional application claims priority, the filing date remains the same, as long as the missing parts or the correct documents were fully included in the earlier application that claims priority. And here's something important to note. You can file more than one divisional application based on the same parent. In fact, a divisional application can give rise to its own divisional applications. Pause here for a moment. Are you planning multiple divisional filings? If a divisional application is found to be invalidly filed due to non-compliance with filing conditions, the EPO will send you a communication under Rule 112(1). You'll be given the opportunity to request a decision on the EPO's findings under Rule 112(2), and any fees paid will be refunded if the loss of rights becomes final. 1.1.1. Pendency of the earlier application. For a divisional to be validly filed, the parent application must still be pending. This means it hasn't been granted, refused, or withdrawn yet. Think about it for a second. Is your parent application still pending? An application remains pending until the European Patent Bulletin mentions the grant of the patent. If the parent application has been refused or withdrawn, or is deemed withdrawn, the divisional cannot be filed. But what if the parent application was deemed withdrawn because of missing a time limit? For example, failing to pay the filing fee or renewal fee? In such cases, the application stops being pending as soon as the time limit expires. However, if you haven't paid the renewal fee on time, the application is considered pending until the end of the 6-month grace period. You can still file a divisional during this period, even if the fees are never paid. Let's take a breath here. Is your parent application in a similar situation? If the parent application is deemed withdrawn, but the loss of rights is later remedied, the parent application is treated as if it was pending throughout. Depending on the situation, you might be able to remedy the loss of rights with further processing or re-establishment of rights. Pause here for a second. Could this apply to your case? If the parent application was refused, and no appeal has been filed yet, the application remains pending until the time limit for filing an appeal expires. If you file an appeal, but fail to submit the written statement of grounds in time, the application remains pending until the appeal deadline passes. And if you submit the grounds on time, the parent application remains pending for the entire appeal process. You can file a divisional during the appeal proceedings. Take a moment. Does this clarify your strategy for divisional filings? If the appeal is reopened, the application will have been pending the whole time. If the parent application is withdrawn by the applicant, a divisional can still be filed until the date the withdrawal declaration is received by the EPO. When proceedings are stayed under Rule 14(1), a divisional application cannot be filed. If a divisional is filed and the parent application is not pending, the EPO will issue a communication under Rule 112(1). Let's reflect for a moment. Can you recall if your parent application is still pending or has faced any of these situations? 1.2. Date of filing of a divisional application. The divisional application is considered to have the same filing date as the parent. But remember, the divisional must not extend beyond the content of the parent application. If this requirement is met, the divisional also enjoys the priority of the parent application. Take a pause. Do you know if your divisional extends beyond the parent application? 1.2.1. Priority claim of a divisional application. A priority claim in the parent application automatically applies to the divisional. There's no need to claim it again. If the priority claim in the parent application has not been lost or withdrawn, it also remains valid for the divisional application. However, if you wish, you can withdraw the priority for the divisional application without affecting the parent's priority. Take a moment to reflect. Have you considered withdrawing the priority in your divisional? If the parent application claims multiple priorities, you may choose to claim fewer priorities for the divisional. But you must make this clear, with an unambiguous withdrawal of the priorities you don't want. Recap and reflection. Today, we covered the key concepts of European divisional applications. We explored the importance of pendency and the conditions for filing a divisional. Take a moment to reflect on what we've discussed. Can you remember how the divisional inherits the priority rights from the parent application? In the next episode, we'll dive deeper into fees and the specific requirements for divisional applications. For now, take a deep breath. You're making fantastic progress. Remember, the key to mastering these details is consistent review and practice. Thank you for your continued dedication. Feel free to listen to this content as many times as needed. See you in the next session.